Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our acids and bases video. This is an explanation of what you guys are going to need to do for tomorrow. So, today we went over our acids and bases introduction, and I have this PowerPoint here that we used in class. This will be linked in Google Classroom, so you guys have access to it. You can look at what an acid and base is, what makes something weak versus strong, and you can look at some of the math that we did at the end of the day. So, the learning objective for this lesson was to make sure that we could identify Bronsted-Lowry acids and bases, differentiate between strong acids, strong bases, weak acids, and weak bases, and calculate the pH of a solution given the concentration of hydroxide or hydronium ion in that solution. So, this PowerPoint will give you all that you need to know. Like I said, it'll be linked. Your homework for tonight, which is going to expand upon these objectives that I talked to you about, is actually a game. So, what I want you guys to see here, this is my side of things. So, I'm going to send you a class code, invite you through this little button, and you're going to see the acids and bases portion of this game pop up. The people that make this, they're called Collisions. They make a couple different games here listed below. But you guys are going to be obviously doing acids and bases. So, to actually look at this, I'm going to show you what you would see. So, this is your acids and bases game, and it has a bunch of different levels, and I believe it goes to 16. Yes. So, if you go to 16, you really know your stuff, but we haven't talked about a lot of the stuff that's in those later levels, and I don't want to overwhelm you guys. So, you would start off with level 1 and go to level 7 for your homework tonight. This is what it looks like. You're going to click on number 1, and it says the level. It has these little boxes that pop up and tell you what to do. So it says HF is an acid, which we know. We click it. And then you're going to drag it over to the left side of the screen. Now, it gives you a little blurb. It says that it can donate a proton, which we know because it's an acid, and that the electronegativity difference between these two is large, right? So we're going to try and pull these apart. And it shouldn't be too hard because there's such a large amount of electronegativity difference between the two. Okay, so it says another thing about our covalent bonds, and have another little blurb. So now it's a single proton, and there it goes. So this is what's actually happening in solution. This is pretty cool. You see the protons leaving, right? So that's what's actually happening in solution if you had just like a bottle of this stuff. And it's a weak acid, so you notice not all of the molecules are letting go of their protons, just a few, right? We learned that in class. So now you're going to take your anion, your F minus that's left over, and you're going to pop it into this correct little area, and we're complete. So you're going to do the same thing up to level 7. I will be able to see your progress on the other side, but no pressure. If you mess something up or you're confused, feel free to email me, whatever you need to do. It just shows me whether or not you did it. Okay, and the last thing I want you to do after you finish the game is to read this article right here. It's called How Acid and Bacteria Could Make Recycling Your Phone Greener. So this is another real-world application of acids and bases, and it talks about rare earth metals in our technology and how we are actually running out of them. So this woman, her name is Marian Emmerich. She is a professor of chemistry at Worcester Polytechnic Institute. She is a very smart woman, and she is trying to figure out how we can recycle these using acids and certain bacteria. So for those of you who like biology, this will be cool too. So as you see, this is a pretty quick article. I just want you to read it, write down a couple of vocab words that you would like to expand upon, and think about what you think about this, whether you think it's sustainable, whether you think that people will embrace this recycling approach. If you want to do a little extra research, that's cool. But we're going to have a roundtable discussion on it tomorrow to see what we think about whether or not this is going to work, and about how cool it is that acids and bases are actually used in real life to help keep our earth green and help make our world a better place to live in. So, these are the two things that you need to do. Also, if you don't agree with that, that's fine too. I just want you guys to come in and tell me what you think about this. It's pretty cool. So, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. All of these links will be located in Google Classroom. Have a good one.